Alright, picture this. You're watching a news clip, and a figure emerges from the shadows, a man with a calm demeanor and eyes that seem to hold an ocean of secrets. He speaks, and suddenly, entire industries tremble, political landscapes shift, and fortunes are made or lost. You ask yourself, who is this man? And more importantly, what power does he wield? That man, in our hypothetical scenario, is the subject of today's deep dive, Roger Bank. Not a fictional character, but a figure shrouded in a fascinating blend of real-world influence and, let's be honest, a healthy dose of speculation. We're not talking about a superhero with laser vision or a sorcerer casting spells. Instead, we're talking about the kind of power that operates in the subtle, yet seismic, shifts of the modern world. The power of influence, information, and, perhaps, a bit of strategic ambiguity. Now, before we jump into the specifics, let's address the elephant in the room. Roger Bank isn't a household name. He's not a celebrity plastered across magazine covers. He's a figure who operates in the rarefied air of high-level finance, international business, and, according to some whispers, the shadowy corridors where power truly resides. This relative anonymity, paradoxically, is a key component of his perceived power. To understand Roger Bank's power, we need to dissect the components that contribute to it. First, let's talk about his network. It's not just a network, it's a constellation of connections spanning continents and industries. We're talking about CEOs of multinational corporations, influential politicians, key figures in international finance, and, crucially, individuals with access to critical information. These aren't just casual acquaintances, these are relationships built on mutual benefit, trust, and, likely, a shared understanding of the world's intricate power dynamics. How does one build such a network? It's a combination of factors. First, access. Roger Bank has likely positioned himself in places where these influential figures congregate, exclusive conferences, private meetings, and discreet social events. Second, he possesses something these individuals value: information. Information is the lifeblood of power in the modern world. Not just any information, but timely, accurate, and often privileged information. Think about it. Knowing about a major merger before it's announced, understanding the implications of a geopolitical shift before it hits the news, or having insight into the inner workings of a major financial institution, this is the kind of information that can move markets, shape policies, and influence outcomes. And Roger Bank, according to those who have observed him, seems to have a knack for acquiring and utilizing this kind of information. This brings us to the second key component of his power, his reputation. He's cultivated an aura of discretion and reliability. People trust him. They trust him to keep their secrets, to provide sound advice, and to act in their best interests. This trust, in turn, amplifies his influence. When Roger Bank speaks, people listen, not just because of what he says, but because of who he is and what he represents. But what does he actually do with this power? This is where things get a little murky. Roger Bank doesn't hold public office. He doesn't run a major corporation. His power isn't about direct control, it's about indirect influence. He's a facilitator, a connector, a strategic advisor. He operates behind the scenes, shaping decisions and influencing outcomes without necessarily taking center stage. Consider, for example, a major infrastructure project in a developing country. Roger Bank might not be the one signing the contracts or cutting the ribbon, but he might be the one who brought the key players together, facilitated the negotiations, and ensured that the deal went through smoothly. He might be the one who provided the crucial piece of information that allowed the project to move forward. Or, imagine a financial crisis looming on the horizon. Roger Bank might be the one who quietly advises key policymakers, providing them with insights and strategies to mitigate the damage. He might be the one who connects investors with opportunities, helping them navigate the turbulent waters of the market. This kind of power is subtle, but it's incredibly effective. It's the power to shape the world without leaving fingerprints. It's the power to influence outcomes without attracting undue attention. Now, let's address the inevitable question: is this power legitimate? Is it ethical? These are complex questions with no easy answers. On one hand, there is nothing inherently wrong with building a network, acquiring information, and providing advice. These are valuable skills in any field. On the other hand, there's always the potential for abuse. The line between legitimate influence and manipulation can be blurry. The key lies in transparency and accountability. When power operates in the shadows, it's difficult to hold it accountable. And when information is used for personal gain, rather than the public good, it can undermine trust and erode the foundations of society. Some speculate that Roger Banks' influence extends beyond the realm of business and finance, venturing into the murky waters of geopolitics. They suggest that he may be involved in shaping international relations, influencing policy decisions, and even facilitating clandestine operations. While these claims are difficult to verify, they underscore the perception that Roger Banks wields significant power behind the scenes. Think about the implications. If Roger Banks can influence the course of international events, he can shape the lives of millions of people. He can influence economic development, political stability, and even the prospects for peace and conflict. This is the kind of power that can be both beneficial and dangerous. It's important to remember that Roger Banks is not a monolithic figure. He's a human being, with his own motivations, biases, and limitations. His power is not absolute, it's contingent on a complex web of relationships, information, and circumstances. Ultimately, the question of Roger Banks' power is not just about him. It's about the nature of power in the modern world. It's about the role of information, influence, and networks in shaping our lives. It's about the balance between transparency and secrecy, between individual ambition and the public good. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, it's crucial to understand the forces that shape our world. And figures like Roger Banks, whether we approve of their methods or not, offer a glimpse into the hidden mechanisms of power. The power he has is the power to connect, to inform, to influence, and to shape. This power, though often unseen, is a force that reverberates through the corridors of finance, politics, and beyond. It is the power of the modern world, a power that demands scrutiny, understanding, and a healthy dose of skepticism. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.